Hello, in this tutorial I will be going a little bit more in depth into what I touched on in my last fluids tutorial. So if you don't understand the basics of 2D fluids as of yet, I'd recommend you go back to either my blog or go through my YouTube channel and watch the basic introduction ones I have. It will make this tutorial a lot easier. Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to walk you through some of the more in-depth features of Maya's 2D fluid system. These are going to be the temperature and heat. The temperature and fuel properties. The final product we're going to have is something similar to this, which I'll play back now. As you can see, I have fluid emitting from mesh, and it's just pretty basic fire I chucked together. And as you can see, it's orange, which is part of the heat properties, and you probably can't see it yet because of YouTube's quality, but at the top this emitter's emitting fuel, and the fuel is getting hit by the heat, and as you can see it slowly heats up and just gets brighter until the point of maximum temperature, which it seems to be at now. Using these, you have a lot of potential to create a lot of things, more realistic explosion effects for one. Yeah, so I'll walk you through creating that now. We're not going to save that. Okay, so here's the basic scene. I've just got my grid turned off. I just think it's easier for previewing my fluids. So we're going to go to fluids. We're going to create 2D fluid container, and we're going to go to front view, and we're going to make sure that we're in the dynamics menu. Go to fluid effects, add edit contents. I'm going to add our emitter. I'm going to move that to the top. This emitter here is going to be emitting the fuel, and then I'm going to go to polygons, and I'm just going to draw a square plane. And once you do that, if you want to emit from an object, you select the plane. You select the fluid, you select the plane, you go to fluid effects, add or edit contents, and emit from object. Now I go into shaded view, I change my frames to 500, and I play back. You'll see that it's emitted from both the square and the second emitter near the top. As you can see, they're both emitting just white smoke. This is just the basic density property. So first we'll start off by editing the attributes of our fuel emitter. So if you push Ctrl A, you can go into the attributes menu, and under fluid attributes we have density, heat, fuel, and fluid drop off, but we're not going to worry about that today. Density, so that's the white smoke that you're seeing. We don't want that for this, and we also don't want heat, because if we send out heat and the fuel as well, it's just going to ignite at the top, and that's not really the effect we're going for right now. So we're going to set heat to 0 as well, and change fuel per second to 5. Now if we play it back, you'll see that only the square is emitting fluids. This actually is, it's just invisible at this point in time. It needs to be mixed with heat. Okay, so I'm just going to go into wireframe so I can select my emitter. Now we can change the properties of the heat emitter and density. So we don't really want fuel for this. We do want heat though. I'm going to put the heat on 2, and I think that'll leave the density as it is. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a basic fluid set up. We have this emitting heat and density, so it can carry the heat better, or give you a better preview, I guess. And we have the other emitter emitting fuel. So as you know, you mix heat and fuel, you get fire, but as you can see, when you play back, we just get this white smoke. It doesn't share any attributes, it doesn't catch the light, it doesn't do anything like that. This is because at the moment the temperature and fuel is not on dynamic. So as you can see here, you got container properties, and then you have contents method. So density, we want that dynamic, we want velocity dynamic, and at the moment you can see temperature and fuel is turned off. If we set these to dynamic, they share dynamic properties of fuel and temperature. So if we play it back now, oops, hold on, sorry. Yes, you also need to set the color to dynamic, because if you go into shading, you can see that temperature has its own ramp shader for its color spectrum. So it goes from black to orange to yellow being the hottest. If we set that to dynamic, it will use these preset attributes. Okay, so if we play back now, okay, we can see our fire, and as it comes in contact with the fuel up around here, you'll see it ignites into yellow being the hottest part of the temperature. Okay, so now we're going to play a bit around with the attributes. So if we go into contents details, we'll change the density scale to 2. Let's have a look. That looks a bit better, more thicker file. Okay, it's looking good, it's doing what it's meant to. And we'll turn the buoyancy down a bit more, because fire doesn't float off that high, that fast. Okay, and set the dissipation to, I think 1 will do. Yep, 1's fine. And velocity scale, we want the velocity from the sides to be a little bit stronger than the vertical, just to give it a more billowy effect, I guess. Put the swirl up to about 2.5. See what that looks like. Okay, playback's a little bit slow, but yeah, that'll do. Now for the temperature, as you can see when we play it back, it pretty much just gets to the point where, you know, most of the fluid area just turns into this big yellow mess, because the heat itself has no dissipation rate. So we're going to turn that up a little bit more. Yep, that's fine. I don't think there's enough fuel being emitted, so go back in and we'll just chuck that up to 10. As you can see, as it hits the fuel that's being emitted, it sets the fuel alight, and eventually it bridges back down to the entrance, well, to the original emitter. However, that probably won't happen because of the dissipation settings we have, which is probably more preferred. Okay, I'm just going to increase the density on that to 5.